welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. This video is going to be the first in a two-part video for Mid-Month Book Bash, and I am starting just a little bit early, mostly because I'm going to be using something fun to choose my TBR, or rather what book I read next. And I just finished my book I was reading, and it's Thursday, so I don't want to start something else and then potentially not be able to use the method. You'll see what I mean. To choose a book until Saturday. So I'm starting early. So you're going to get a two-part mid-month book bash. The first part is going to be this video, and the second one will be my reading retreat video, because I am taking a stack of books to a cabin in the woods and just spending 48 hours reading by myself for my birthday. It's going to be glorious. So what am I going to be using to choose the next book I read? I am going to be using this. So if this looks familiar to you, then you probably watch Allison on a Book Breaks channel, because this is an idea that she uses to do like a mini readathon. So I thought it was perfect for this weekend, because you know how much I love to like gamify things and like find unique ways to just like exist in the world, I guess. So I love what she did with this. It's called Bingo Maze, and I will link her playlist of her Bingo Maze videos down below. Check out her channel. It is so much fun, and her Bingo Maze videos are some of my favorite. So all of these little magnets have prompts behind them, and then behind the prompts are arrows. So essentially how it works is I will draw a number out of this bag. I actually have like glow-in-the-dark stars with 1 through 25 on them. And then from that, I will then look at the prompt underneath that magnet to pick my next book. And if I pick a number out of there, because all the numbers go back in, if I pick a number out of there that's already been uncovered, then I follow the arrow to the next prompt. And there's more to it than that, but I don't know if I'll get that far in this video. So if you want to know the whole like rules and how this works, go watch Allison's video, because it's her Bingo Maze game, and she explains it so much better than I ever could. So I have my TBR books back there, and then I have a stack on the floor of books that I'm planning to take with me to the cabin. But I'm going to pick a number. Now, one thing I will say that I'm doing differently than she does in her game, than Allison does in her game, is that some of the prompts are like activities or like challenges themselves. So if I get one of those, then I will probably put it back and pick a different number, just because those are geared more towards like when I have solo reading time, and I'm just not going to have that today and tomorrow. So I'm going to pick a number out of here, and we'll go from there. So we have number 12 or 21. That's 12. Number 12. So let me see what's under number 12. So we have, that's this one. I have to set it down, because otherwise everything will just fall off. So uncovered that arrow, and we have, oh, all right. So we do have a prompt, and that prompt is sci-fi, which is absolutely perfect. So perfect, because I don't know why I was getting ready to put that back on there. Because I have just like the most perfect book in mind. All right, so I have two options that would be really perfect for this. They are, that one's 200 pages. This one is about 200 pages. So they're roughly the same. Well, actually, this one's 300 pages. How do they? Anyways, these are the two books. The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles, which is on my March TBR. So I do need to read this. This is the second book in a sci-fi novella series or duology. And then The Best of All Possible Worlds by Karen Lord. I think what I'm going to do is read the first chapter of both of these and then decide which one I'm in the mood for. This one would be great because the Women's Prize for Fiction was recently announced, and the third book in this like companion world, the Blue Beautiful World, is that what it's called? The Blue Beautiful World, something like that. The third one in this companion series is on the Women's Prize for Fiction long list, and it was one of my most anticipated books in previous years. So I would really like to read that before the shortlist is announced, and in order to do that, I need to read this one, and I need to read the other one after it. So it would be really nice if I could read this one, but also this is obviously on my March TBR, and I'm excited about both of these. So it's a win-win situation. Sci-fi is the perfect prompt. I will read the first chapter of both of these, and then I will come back to you with what I'm going to be reading. So I read the first chapter of this. Both of them are kind of prologues. I read the first chapter of this one, and I read a little bit into this one, but ultimately I want to read this one. The first chapter was very compelling. So yeah, I'm going to be starting The Best of All Possible Worlds by Karen Lord today. And I'm very excited about it. I don't know how much reading I'll get done today, just because it's a work day, obviously, and I have an afternoon full of meetings. Yep, so workday's done. I did not read any more of this. I really was in meetings from lunch clear until the very end of the day. So this is gonna have to wait until little one is in bed. Yeah, it's been a long day. Tomorrow, thankfully, it's like the day our bonuses go into our paychecks, so they always let people leave a little early, and in my new department we get to leave at 2, so I'm very excited. I, in true fashion, have a 2-hour meeting in the morning and then a meeting from 1 to 2, so it's not gonna be an easy half day, but it's a half day, so we're gonna be grateful. Anyways, enough about that. I am really excited to get into this. That first chapter was super intriguing. It was about a guy who's like, I guess, we don't really know who he is, but like he talks about how as he climbs in the rank in his job, like he has to go further and further out to disconnect. And so like he's off world at like this silence retreat or whatever. And then somebody from the world like comes splashing out of the sea or something like that and is like, hey, something terrible's happened, our world is gone. And that's where the before chapter ends. So I can't wait to see what happens next. I put holds on as many of the Women's Prize books as my library had, which was not that many. And frankly, I don't know when I'll get to those, so there are quite a few people in front of me for most of them. The ones I am the most interested in, so I'm really interested in Enter Ghost. That one I had vaguely heard about, but intrigues me. That's one of the ones that I'm like next in line for, so that one I'm interested in reading sooner rather than later. And then Night Bloom interests me because I like the premise. It's about 2 cousins who were born on the same day who are like as close as sisters, and then they like something happens and they go separate ways, which reminds me very much of the rough premise of Butter Honey Pig Bread, which has been one of my favorite books this year. So that really interests me. And I also listened to the audiobook of this author's other book, His Only Wife, and I did really like that. I thought it was well written. So I am interested in that one. I'm kind of interested in Western Ren. For whatever reason. It's the one that's like about a squash player or something. It's like a coming of age story where she's like really obsessed with the game of squash. So yeah, that one interests me. There's a few more that kind of interest me, but I am gonna, read a few and then wait for the short list, and then I'll determine whether or not I want to try to read the short list. So tomorrow is when they're going to announce the long list for the Carol Shields Prize, which is a prize that I'm really interested in. I read the short list last year and loved most of the books. One thing that I like about the Carol Shields Prize over the Women's Prize is the Carol Shields Prize also includes non-binary authors. So I just ultimately, off the bat gives it a leg up to me on prizes. So yeah, find out tomorrow what's on that long list, and who knows what chaos both of these lists are going to wreak on my bookshelves and reading over the next couple of months. The Carol Shields Prize, I think, it has a condensed timeline, so if I'm interested in the books on that list, then I might prioritize those over the Women's Prize books, but we'll see. So this morning I was getting out of the car when I got home from dropping the little off, and I went to close the door and then go around it like I do every day, except that when I did that, the seatbelt got jammed in the door, so the door didn't shut all the way, and so then I ran my entire thigh into the door side, and I was like, oh, that hurt. And then I told my husband at lunch, I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna bruise. Yeah, there's a bruise that's like maybe 4 inches long, like half of my thigh. And it hurts so bad. Why am I so accident prone? Like, I feel like that wasn't my fault, but also, like, why was I already moving before the door even shut? I didn't even realize I did that, but apparently I do, and this time it ended in injury. So it is 10:30. I still haven't done any more reading today. The little was kind of in a mood because he was just really tired. It's been a long week. He's done a lot of really exciting things this week. So my sanity was like razor thin. So once he fell asleep, then I just went downstairs and kind of like surfed the web, if you will. I am newly obsessed with these little resin creation things, which terribly wasteful, so much plastic, but like they give me so much joy. They're called like Make It Miniverse food. My little calls them foodies, but they're just like little resin projects, and I've just had a lot of fun with them. And then recently I've like gotten creative and used some of the like components from different ones to create my own. So that's super fun for me. So yeah, I was looking at those online and not reading. So tomorrow I am gonna get up at 6, which I have done 3 days this week, I think, so that I can get a little bit of reading done in the morning before work. And then, yeah, I mean, it'll be Friday, so I've got a lot to do tomorrow in terms of getting everything ready to go on my reading retreat. But
I should be able to fit in some reading. Definitely, that's part of why I've been getting up at 6, is because then at least I get some reading in first thing in the morning. So that if I don't read anything for the rest of the day, then I had that time at the start of my day. So, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and I will see you bright and early in the morning.
Good morning. It is 6:45, which means my alarm's about to go off again. So let me get that. And yep, there it was. Yeah. And I made myself some toast, got my water, and I brought my book down here, so I'm gonna eat my toast and read a little bit before work. So yeah, I read another chapter in this. It does not read as fast as I had hoped, because all of the species are like made up, and to be frank, I'm not totally sure what's happening right now. There's like some the species whose planet was destroyed, or I guess they're all humans, just different like types of humans. Anyways, they're like trying to figure out how to continue their society because mostly males of their species survive. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's happening. But yeah, we're gonna keep reading, see where this goes. I do remember somebody told me that the world was pretty complicated, and like there were a lot of different characters or species or whatever in the universe, and so it was good to read all three of them close together, because otherwise you'd have to like reintroduce yourself to all of that, and it was really complicated. So yeah, we'll see, but it's still interesting. On page 24 now, so just keep reading as I have time. It's now about 7:20, so I have about 10 minutes until I'm going to start work for the day. And then, yeah, 2 o'clock, can't get here fast enough.
I have my boba tea from Panda Boba. It's jasmine, and it's delicious. And then I went in Walmart for the first time in probably a decade. I don't know. I don't remember the time, but I was hunting for these. They only had the one, which is the cupcake one, which is fine because that one's exciting. But I really want the Wonka one. But for some reason, nobody sells these. So anyways, that's beside the point. I also got a bunch of these, which this makes no sense because you didn't see the footage from February's mid-month book bash vlog where I fell down the Miniverse rabbit hole, because I never finished that vlog, so it never got posted. But yeah, this is just a continuation of that obsession. I'm gonna take some of those with me probably to the cabin. Anyways, I'm gonna run by Target, and then I am gonna head home, drop some stuff off, and then probably pick up the little and go to the grocery store, or go to the grocery store and pick up the little. Not really sure. But yeah, off I go. Well, it's raining. Checked off Target and Walmart. Got too many mini-verse. Now I gotta get groceries, so let's go get groceries before we pick up the little. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I don't know what I'm gonna be in the mood for. So yeah, there's like 15 books in there. It's fine. It's fine. I have basically everything I can pack tonight packed. I don't know. Who knows? I also was planning on bringing like butter and eggs, but then I realized that I'm leaving my house at like noon. Can't check in till 3. I'm not gonna drive around with eggs in my car for 3 hours. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Unless I put them in something with an ice pack or just go buy eggs on the way. I don't know. Still only 24 pages into my book. I think I might have read one additional page, but yeah, this is what I'm going to be focusing on tomorrow. So hopefully I can get a good chunk of that read tomorrow and get to pick another book sooner rather than later, because as you saw, I've packed quite a few books, so I definitely want to read more than one book while I'm there. So yeah, that's where we're at as of right now. Good morning. This is me realizing that the path down to the cabin is not in any way conducive to a rolly suitcase. So I have to pivot and move everything into my backpack and this. It's not all gonna fit, so I'm gonna have to make multiple trips, but that's what we got. I was planning to leave at 12. It's 10:30, but the little decided he wanted to go to the basement and he didn't want to miss me leaving, so he told me to go. So I'm checking because I need to let the host of the Airbnb know when I'm checking in, and then I'm gonna just run some errands. So I need to call my mom and ask her a question, and then depending on her answer I might have to run by their house. But then I'm gonna hit up a couple of different places that I want to go, with my last 2 stops being Trader Joe's and Blue Fox Cheese Shop, to get some things to take with me to eat in the cabin. So I brought a little bit of stuff, but not a ton, because since I can't check in until 3, I couldn't bring like eggs or milk or butter or things that could go bad. So I'm gonna grab a couple of those kind of things at Trader Joe's before I head to the cabin. So that is it. And yeah, so off I go. Well, I haven't found the ones I was looking for, but I did find this one that's gonna be a fun one. And I found the Girl Scouts. So I may have bought 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I'm gonna try not to eat them while I'm eat them all, but no promises, honestly. Sometimes when I get ramen there, it's like the spicy is like just extra flavor, and sometimes when I get ramen there, the spicy is like nose running spicy. That's what it was today. So my nose is running. Oh, somebody's gonna walk by. Nope, they're not. All right, but lychee green tea, lychee, whatever.
And now I'm gonna go in Target. It's 12:30. It takes about 40 minutes to get to the cabin from here. So I've still got like 2 hours before I can head that way. So I'm gonna hit up Target. Depending on how long that takes, I may go in Barnes and Noble. Oh, I guess I do have to go downtown. I don't know. All right, here we go. Headed to the cabin with way more stuff than one should need for 2 days. And I've got food, I've got books, I've got clothes, I've got bath stuff. We are good to go. So this is where I leave you. And I'll see you in the next part of my mid-month book bash vlog, Cabin Retreat edition. Bye.